All right, what's going on, New York Giants fans? It's the Week 12 offensive line report, and probably going to be the best one so far. The Giants didn't have any sacks allowed in this game. They had 31 in the previous 10 games, 0 in this game. And don't talk to me about House of the Bengals. I don't care. I don't care who it was against. 0 sacks is 0 sacks, no matter who it was. Daniel Jones was even holding on to the ball. 0 freaking sacks. Good job, New York Giants offensive line. And hey, if we want to get into the narrative business with Mark Colombo, 3.1 sacks per game. With Dave DeGuglielmo, 0.0 sacks per game. How about that? If we want to get into the narrative game, we're really not a narrative channel, but hey, why not? Why not go with it? But honestly, it was good production and it looked good. 0 sacks. I think this is the first time they've had 6 100-yard rushing games in a row since like 2013. I don't know. I was watching The Entertainer earlier, and he said that stat, and I was kind of blown away at that. I mean, this offensive line is performing. Fleming had some bad plays, but overall he was okay. He's not very good in the run game. We're not going to spend any time on Zeitler and Fleming. Going to focus on the Young Bucks in this game. Nick Gates, I can't wait till we get the Nick Gates in this portion. I mean, he was a lot of fun to watch. Shane Lemieux Will Hernandez, we have a battle there. We have a good problem on our hands. Lemieux's getting better. I still think Hernandez is better, but Lemieux is getting better week in, week out. And Andrew Thomas was basically flawless in the pass game. Basically flawless. I mean, he shut down anything that went inside and was using his athleticism to not get beat around the edge. And you know what? Carl Lawson's no slouch either. You know, he wasn't facing a nobody. Carl Lawson's a pretty good defensive end. And honestly, he deserves a little bit of a downgrade into Carl Lawson in the competition we've faced this year. It seems like we've faced murderer's row of defensive lines this year. So we're going to start it off with Andrew Thomas, who, like I said, was basically flawed. I mean, his pass game was beautiful. It looked like Georgia. It looked calm. The hands were good. The feet were good. Let's get into it. Andrew Thomas versus the Bengals, man. In the pass game, he played damn near flawless. Like, this was really impressive, and it was good stuff. And he was just controlling the defender. He controlled the defender with his feet, with his hands, with his punch, and with his brains. I mean, he looked awesome this game. And I want to talk a little bit about the inside move. Now, they didn't attack it like crazy, and a lot of times it was on stunts, but you see how he is just ready for it. Let's go through it. He's just ready for it now. Now, this ends up being a stunt, but let's go through this. Staying vertical, and he's ready for that inside move. As soon as the inside move, he's moving down. Watch the right foot. Does the right foot drop back or does it power down? It powers down. And he's right there ready for that spin move from Carl Lawson. Playing his back like a piano. Just using his hands. Bam. Passes it off to Lemieux. Now I'm off on 97. I'm taking care of him. And honestly, let's talk about this whole play. Let's talk about this whole O-line. This may be the best block play from the whole O-line this whole season. I mean, see, Lemieux could do a little better job passing that off, but he does well. I mean, it's a long developing stunt. Let's watch Nick Gates and Kevin Zeitler. I'm just handling it. Kevin Zeitler is just dancing with him. Wherever you go, he's on I mean, just watch. Wherever you go 70, I'm going. Bam, bam, dancing. Cam Fleming. That's Sam Hubbard. He's a decent player. Oh, you're gonna come spin around? Well, I'm there to meet you for that. Might be the best pass blocking play for the offensive line this season. Again, with the inside move. It's a stunt. They pass it off well. Watch the right foot. Now, this time, this isn't perfect because it's that little heel click skip. More so than a power down, but it is better than what he was doing to start this year where he was dropping his right foot back here and giving a pass to the quarterback. Now, I get this is a stunt too. But look, he's still vertical. Horizontal with the line of scrimmage. Comes back off. Takes care of the defensive tackle, ball out. Next play. Same thing. I mean, he's ready for this. He is ready for the inside move from Carl Lawson. As soon as Carl Lawson goes inside, he's inside too. As soon as he's there. Passes it off. He's ready. I mean, that's beautiful stuff from Andrew Thomas. That's beautiful stuff from a guy who was getting wrecked on that to start the season. This one, just watch his hands. I mean, this is great hand fight right here. The punch. This is where the long arms come into play. Gets him off it. Uses that left hand. Carl Lawson swipes hands. Bam. Putting those hands right back on him. Carl Lawson tries to get off again. Punch. Now you're right into him. I mean, that's frustrating for a defensive end. That is frustrating for a defensive end. I mean, that's a beautiful rep. That is a beautiful rep there for Andrew Thomas. Here again, he does that little double punch thing. Like I said, this isn't even a perfect rep, but forcing him outside. Punch. Look how he's not leaning. Like, there's a little lean right there, but it's not like that leaned over kind of thing he was doing this in the beginning of the season. Punch. Feet working good. Force him to go outside. Allows Jones to step up in the pocket and make a nice third down throw. Just great timing with his punch on this one. And he's not, like I said, he's not totally leaning over. He opens his hips a little early on this one. It's because it's a quick play. But, I mean, look at that timing. Punch. Bam. Carl Lawson's trying to use his hands. He has nothing for him. He has nothing for him. Nice jump set out here. I mean, he's just taking care of business. Making it look easy. I mean, and this was what he was doing for the majority of the game. This was the play action. This reminds me of the sack fumble versus the Dallas Cowboys. Look at where the ball snapped. Like I said, we want to win our pass reps right here. We wanted to win them right here. But you will always take washing the defensive end around at 10 yards. You'll take that. Like I said, you protect the inside and trust your athleticism to get around. And that was a beautiful ball by Jones. Beautiful ball. Here we're going to do a combo block with him and Toilolo. Hip to hip. In the run game, hip to hip. I mean, just right into the linebacker. And just finishes the block. Like I said, look where this guy starts. Look where this player starts. And look where he ends up. How you doing, notifications? And then here. This next play was a recommendation. I want to give a shout out on this too. If you follow him on Twitter at KSIXI, he does a lot of draft stuff. He was actually a big Andrew Thomas fan too. In fact, when I started following him was on day 3 of the 2019 or this past 2020 draft. Because you guys know me. I try to be original in my thought. I don't want to steal anybody's opinion. I just don't. I want to be original in my thought. And we were streaming, myself, Justin, and Danny during the draft, and the Giants had drafted Carter Coughlin. And I went and did my little research and stuff. And then I got back on with him. And Danny's like, yeah, somebody said that he's like a poor man's Zach Bond. And I was like, no, I said that. I was the one who said that, Danny. Danny's like, no, somebody else did. And then I found out it was him. So I went and followed him because I didn't want him to think that I stole his take. So basically what I'm saying is I like his opinion. So go follow him and just watch Andrew Thomas with this linebacker. I mean, just slams him down and acts like it didn't happen. And it's not a hold, by the way. He's not grabbing. As soon as he goes to spin out of that, the left hand body slams him. And then he acts like nothing happens. Wow. I mean, this was an awesome game for Andrew Thomas. All right, now let's talk about Shane Lemieux and Will Hernandez. Man, this is becoming an extremely interesting situation. I wasn't going to judge it off of Hernandez's first game back from COVID. Not because of his play, just because he didn't really play until Zeitler went out with a concussion. But in this game, Lemieux played 8 series. Hernandez played 3. And in a game with 81 offensive snaps, Hernandez only had 26. And a couple of those were with Lemieux on the field. Some jumbo sets at the goal line. So, man, it's interesting to see how this offensive line goes forward. Because, I mean, Hernandez was expected to be a starter. And Lemieux has come in and basically taken that job. I get that it's a rotation, but he has taken that job. And I mean, I don't know if it's not losing your job. I don't know what to make of it. I mean, I see Hernandez as a better player. I've been kind of consistent on that. But Lemieux is also getting better. Lemieux is getting better every week. So it's a good issue to have, I guess. So let's go through Lemieux and then we'll go through Hernandez. With Lemieux, some good stuff in the pass game. Jump sets at this guy. Using his hands. This is a quick throw. But what I like is a lot of times with Lemieux is he'll stay at this proportion where this guy's half gets right in front of him. And then you see that hand replacement with his left hand. Active feet. Choppy, active feet, wide base. Bam, good pass rep. Here's where they're blitzing. This is on like a 3rd down. And he gets bulled. Now, I like the hand replacement, but when someone's bullying, you almost get yourself in more trouble like that. Sometimes you want to swipe the hands down, but I do like the idea of hand replacement. And then you see him do this little hop. That hop step to re-anchor. And this is really good against a 3rd down bull rush for Lemieux. And here's something that's not like, oh, this is a great rep, but it's something I just love about Shane Lemieux. Finding work. I love this. Too many people, too many offensive linemen, when they're in this situation, they just sit there and chop their feet and look back and forth. Lemieux's finding work. He wants to hit somebody. And you can always work with somebody like that. Gets ripped on this play. Good proportion. He's right there, head up with them. He's just kind of, you got to keep those hands, keep stabbing, moving giving hand fight. Now Nick Gates is there, and this is also, Jones is holding onto the ball here too. So it's not like he gets totally beat. This one, we've got Gates saves him on this one. I mean, he gets made look silly. That's kind of like those are the plays that where I say Hernandez is better than Lemieux. Hernandez doesn't really have those plays. And he's leaning, not even really punching, puts his head down and just gets totally swam. And now he's on all 4. That's kind of embarrassing. We'll talk about Gates later, but Gates saves him on this play big time. Next play, he's got the man outside, the 4-eye on Thomas. The issue is, one, the punch is kind of mistimed, but you really got to jump out here and get head up. This is where I was talking about the proportion. That's not great proportion. He gets outside. Now it's a quick throw. This is like a kind of like a stick play. So it's not very consequential. But he gets that beat outside. He's been good in the run game. Nobody really got like a ton of movement in the run game, but in the pulls, like this trap block, just very fast. I mean, good job, staying with the block through and through. You kind of want to get him on the inside shoulder a little more on this. That way he's not able to rip inside and maybe stop the play. But I guess there was some nice speed. Bam. And he does his job on that play. And then here he is as a lead blocker. Coming around. I mean, he comes so tight around this edge, this corner, that he knocks Fleming down. And he knocks Fleming down. Gets on the guard, perfect inside shoulder. What sucks is that Fleming did fall, because if Fleming is able to come to this double team, I mean, there's Gallman. You know, he's meeting with this guy. I mean, he still got through there. So I mean, it's good stuff for Lemieux. All right, now let's talk about Will Hernandez. Let's go through some Will Hernandez stuff in the past game. Like I said, he only had 26 reps, and a couple of those were goal line jumbo sets. I mean, good job. He gives us some penetration. This was the play Jones left on. But just mirroring every move. Good active feet. Feet constantly moving. Going where he's going. Good arch in that back. Kind of gets driven back into his lap, but what I like is the mirroring skills. Again, even like you see he almost gets beat on this one. You know, he jump sets, almost gets beat. Like he gets that left arm is locked, and the defensive lineman just tries to basically break his arm. He's able to recover, wins the rep. In the run game, nice combo block here with Andrew Thomas. They didn't hand this off. This is an RPO. But if they did hand this off, I don't know. I guess he wasn't accounting for this linebacker because of the RPO. But this is a nice combo. Hip to hip. Right into that linebacker. Doing it right into that linebacker. Moving a guy. Here he is on a double team with Gates. I mean, just watch where this guy ends up. I clipped that a little too early, but he ended up on the ground. But that's good movement in the double team. Pulling. People have been saying that, you know, well, Lemieux pulls. So does Will Hernandez. Nice kick out. Mean. Nasty. Against Sam Hubbard. Inside shoulder. He tries to dip through. Finishes him. Good stuff there, Will Hernandez. And then you get him outside on the edge a little bit. Get him outside on the edge. Moving. Bam. Bam. Good stuff. Good stuff from Will Hernandez. So he didn't get a ton of reps. Lemieux is getting better week in, week out. So I don't know what they do with the guard spot. I really don't. I guess keep doing what they are doing. All right, with Nick Gates, man, it's the Nasty Nick show. It is Nasty Nick Gates. This dude is nasty. He's mean, and he's Pancake City. Pancake City. He had 6 pancakes in this game. We're gonna go through them all, and we're not gonna really like the past stuff. It's like, yeah, he's helping out other guys in the run game. He plays well, but I mean, it's just Pancake City. There's one bad play. I don't know if it's him or Jones. I'm gonna put it on both since I don't know. But let's go through it. Let's go through it with Nick Gates. First play, and he's helping out his teammates. So he's helping out Lemieux here. Zeitler may need a little help right here. So what does Nick Gates do? Wham! Wrecks number 70's life. I'm like, hey, you know, number 70 for the Bengals, that's supposed to be Kevin Zeitler. He was there. He used to be there. I mean, just putting it right in his ribs. And then going back and helping. Now we got Shane Lemieux here. Oh, look, he's gonna beat you inside, Shane Lemieux. Nick Gates is here to help. But not only is he here to help, watch him finish this block. That's a pancake. That is a pancake. That's a pancake in the pass game. Now again, watch Lemieux. I mean, Lemieux almost wrecks this play. Let's imagine Nick Gates is over here. This play is wrecked. Shane Lemieux gets made look silly, and he's going straight at the quarterback. Well, guess what? Nick Gates is there. Nick Gates is there, and then he's sitting on you. And that's nasty Nick Gates. Got the right hand out, making sure you're good, Zeitler. I'm watching 97. Oh, I actually need the help a little more than I thought. Bam. In the run game, got number 99 on a down block. Doing a good job. Nothing crazy. But finishes the play. As soon as this guy tries to redirect, use that left hand and just tosses him down. That's not that guy going for the tackle. That is Nick Gates tossing him. I mean, come on. Now we're going to watch him pull. And just lay out number 38. Lay him out. Just wrecking 38's day. I mean, just runs right through him. What are we doing? Wham! And now the play ain't over. We'll go with Jesse Bates, their best player. And I wish I could see the full interaction here. He's nasty Nick Gates. Number 70, again. Dude, if you're going to try and redirect on me, when you're going to try and redirect, I'm going to put that right hand in your hip. I'm going to put that right hand in your hip, and I'm going to bury you. And I'm going to flat out bury you. And then I'm going to look at you right in the eyes. I'm going to look you right in the eyes and show you who the alpha male is. Nick Gates, the alpha male. Nick alpha male Gates. It was his birthday week too, by the way. Happy birthday, Nick Gates. I mean, just disgusting. Now here, let me say something bad about Nick Gates or whoever, or Daniel Jones. So you have one here. You have man coverage across the board, but you have two guys here for Ingram. 40 shows that he's going to blitz. Now, even if he doesn't blitz and he pops out, you have to set the protection for 3 for 3, 2 for 2. Because guess what? If this guy does blitz, you have a wide open hot route on Dion Lewis. They don't do that. Nick Gates looks over there, and then they're doubling 97. Thomas is coming down on 40, which is, the right thing, because if he doesn't, 40's unblocked. But you gotta set Andrew Thomas for here, Lemieux to 40, and obviously Lemieux's got a stab right here, and have Gates get over here and get over quick. You gotta have that 3 for 3 right there. I mean, and they set it up to where it would have been kind of easy to pick up. I mean, 97 slants in. Gates had to just pop down. Lemieux come off to here. Thomas right here. This play's blocked well. And it's probably not underthrown because Jones isn't running the opposite way. But nasty Nick Gates, baby. Good to see. All right, that is the Week 12 offensive line report. A fun one to do. A very fun one to do. Andrew Thomas basically flawless in the pass game. We have a good issue on our hands with Shane Lemieux and Will Hernandez. Zeitler solid. Fleming, we didn't spend any time on the vets this week. I figured this would be a good week to really devote to the young bucks with Gates, Lemieux, Hernandez, and Andrew Thomas. So if you like the video, if you like this stuff, please subscribe, press like, all that good stuff. The O-line reports, people seem to like them, and I'm glad they do. I have a lot of fun. I have more fun talking about Nick Gates pancaking people than I do anything else. So like, subscribe, all that good stuff. We appreciate you guys. We'll see you with the next video. Let's go Big Blue.